How much would you pay for a potato? No, it's a serious question. How much would you pay for, say, a potato like this? What about if I fried it or baked it or made it into a big bag? This is a real life question business people ask themselves every day. Except instead of one potato, it's millions and millions of pounds of this stuff. Growing, shipping, manufacturing, selling to consumers, they're all part of a huge process that involves the inputs of thousands of people. But what drives this process? Well, it drives any process. Money.
1 million, 2 million, 3 million.
You may know that farmers in 30 US states grow potatoes, the fifth most produced crop in the nation. Potatoes rake in more than $101 billion annually. Every potato passes through several hands to get to yours, which is why pricing is vital through every step. To understand this process a little better, we talked to our friend, Derek Walker.
So I'm Derek Walker. I work for AgWest Farm Credit here in Blackfoot, Idaho. I'm a relationship manager, which means I go out and meet with farmers, work closely with them to help them meet their goals for their different operations. Every year there's a crop report that comes out that outlines how many acres are planted, and it's all based on supply and demand. So if we have a big bumper crop with really good smooth potatoes, there's a lot more potatoes to sell. And so if there's a lot more to sell, then the prices are usually lower.
Potatoes grown in the United States face a number of different fates. Usually, farmers will sell to either a larger farm or companies that manufacture different products. Some farms sell fresh potatoes to grocery stores or restaurants, but most of the production comes from products like potato chips, frozen potatoes, or instant potatoes. Many manufacturers produce products like French fries, which are sold to fast food chains. A percentage of American taters are exported, mostly in frozen form.
Yes, so there are different outlets that track they go out and poll different buyers and different sellers to come up with an average price, and they put out those weekly updates. The USDA tracks that too. They have one that they put out a weekly report that both the seller and the buyer can look at to help when they negotiate prices. You have the farmer grows the potatoes, puts them in his potato storage, and then there's usually some kind of entity that comes and buys them to produce a product. So that could be the fresh shed like we talked about, or a fryer or a processor. They usually make the product, and then they can sell it to a broker, or they can sell it directly to who's going to sell it. But then you've got logistics. There's a lot of hands that touch the potatoes and are in the process. When they're in storage, waiting to be moved, there's companies that come in and put different products on them to help keep them in condition. So there's a lot of different people involved in the process of potatoes from the dirt to the plate.
Farming is expensive, so farmers fund their operations through loans and large credit lines from farmer bureaus like Derek's. Farmers usually make a lot of money on paper, but most of that money is tied up in assets like equipment and land. Because potato yield is so dependent on things like weather, it can be really risky.
So most of the time, the farmers will come into an outfit like us, an ag financer. The hard thing is they plant their potatoes in the spring, and it could be a whole nother year before they even move the product and get sold. So that's a lot of input costs that they have to cover. And so they come in and they get what we call an operating line. So that covers all their short-term costs: fuel, fertilizer, labor, tractor repairs, storage costs. And so they'll float that on our operating line for up to a year, and then as they get paid, they pay down that line and start all over again.
Growing potatoes and even pricing the potatoes can seem like a roller coaster of a career, which is why I am so grateful people are stepping up to get the job done. With the support of a market eager to buy and sell, we're able to get fresh food delivered to you and me. Yummy.